So it's time for another knitcast, and today I'm a bit flustered and stressed and so on because I overslept this morning, so I'm way behind schedule today. So I'm feeling slightly stressed here, but I shall try to catch my breath and, you know, make a hopefully nice viewable knitcast for you guys. So today I'm going to continue talking about the projects that I have finished during spring and summer when I wasn't filming anything, and there'll be a couple of other things too, a couple of works in progress and a new project that I have started doing. I don't know if I mentioned this last week, maybe I did. Anyway, let's start with what I'm wearing. This is a chunky merino top. It's in my own chunky merino yarns. No particular pattern, it's just plain, you know, just some big stripes. And I just felt like a colorful cast on at one point this summer, and I thought, why not? Why not chunky merino? I'm just gonna go for it. Of course I couldn't wear it this summer because it is very, very warm, but this time of year, autumn being here and the weather's starting to get a lot cooler, it's quite nice actually. And yeah, so happy, bright, colorful top, vest. No, it's more a top, I think. You can wear it without anything underneath it as well, because it's not that see-through. Even though I did knit it on rather large needles, I think needles 6 or something like that. Nothing in particular to talk about. This is not a pattern that I have written up or anything. I just kind of pulled it from my head and just went with it. So that's one of the things that I did this summer, and of course this is a very, very quick knit. This is I guess it's a good beginner knit. Of course there is some decreasing and such for the armholes and the neckline, but other than that it's very, very simple. So if you're a beginner and you have someone around who's a bit more experienced knitter, they can help you with those parts, and you can just do this really, really quick. So yay! First finished object of today, one of the finished objects for this summer. Next up is something that is somewhat bigger in any way, every possible way of the word, every possible meaning of the word. If you remember last time I showed you the Grumpy Bum monster pants that I did for my friend's granddaughter. I had a lot of sport weight yarn lying around in my stash. So, and I had a basket next to me for a few days there while I was working on the monster pants, and I don't know, I was very, I'm always craving color, you know me, I'm all about the colors. But I was kind of craving a lot of color, and I was craving an autumn theme. And I was looking at this basket, and there was this amazing green color that I just absolutely loved. And I had, I don't know, 2 or 3 skeins of that, and 50-gram skeins. And I was thinking to myself that, you know, I could make the cuffs and you know, the ribbing and the neck with that color, and I could do some striping, and I could make a really, really nice autumn sweater for myself. So I did. And oh, excuse me, things are falling down to the floor. Here it is. This is the sweater that I expect that I will be living in this autumn. And here's the beautiful green color that I had a few skeins of that I just absolutely adore. And I did the same on the cuffs and on the bottom of the sweater. And I just kind of, this is not a set pattern either. It's just something I more or less pulled out of my head and just did a top-down sweater. And the only thing I did is when I got so far as, let's see, yeah, I separated for the sleeves, and after having done that I finished knitting the sleeves before continuing the body of the sweater, because I wanted the sleeves to be identical. So what I did is I would knit one stripe and I would make sure that I had the same amount of yarn left over for the other sleeve, which I had a lot of yarns, but there were a few pieces here where I had to split the yarns in two halves before knitting, and I would just knit as far as that would go, and then I would shift color again, and I could do the same thing on the other side. So there's no particular plan to the stripes, how large they are, how many rows they go for. It's just completely off the top of my head all the time. Let me stand up, I'll show you a little bit better. This is what it looks like. So it's really long, so I can wear this with a pair of tights underneath if I like. I don't have to have, you know, look, jeans or whatever. Really loving this, and it's not quite cool enough yet to be wearing this, but soon, I'm hoping soon. Yeah, and I think I do have a picture of me wearing this, and I will insert that here so you can see. But yeah, simple top-down sweater. Did some short rows in the back of the neck because I wanted the neck to be a bit higher than the front here. And yeah, other than that, it's just plain vanilla top-down sweater, whatever. And I don't think I actually measured anything in particular. I just, you know, I've been knitting for a long time, I've been knitting for 40 years, so I kind of went off what I know, how tight my knitting is, and so on. But if you want to do this yourself, I'm sorry, I got lint in my nose. If you want to make a project like this out of scrap yarn or leftover yarns, and you just you can basically use any top-down sweater. I know Tin Can Knits have some really good ones that I think they're free actually, and you just do a swatch of whatever yarn you have, and you measure how many stitches you get to 4 inches, and yeah, and you can calculate that towards, oh, I don't know, how do I explain this? If you need so and so many stitches to get 4 inches of fabric, you can go off the measurements given in the pattern for the sweater that states how wide it is up top, because that's the major part up top. And of course your hips as well, depending on how long you want the sweater, and if you have really wide hips like I do, you might want to adjust there and maybe add a few stitches when you get to that part. But you really, all you need to know is your own top measurement, and you, based on that and your swatch, you will know if you're, let's say you have, I don't know, what's a reasonable, 80 centimeters, then you will know that the amount of stitches you have for 4 inches, 10 centimeters, you'll need to multiply that by 8, and then you'll have the right amount of stitches that you need to make a sweater like that. Does that make sense? It's really not that hard, and otherwise I'm sure there's a lot of patterns for all types of yarns that will give you the exact number of stitches to start with as well. So yay! Really looking forward to wearing this. Can't wait for it to get cooler. But we're getting there. Yeah. So the next one I'm going to show you is something, it's a pattern that I wanted to do for a long time before I finally did it, and it is this one, the As If Tee by Shay Johnson. And first of all, I love the pattern, and it was a quick knit. It was very, very fun, and it looks very, you know, very dressy. You can use this as a casual garment, or you can also wear it for a more formal event. I think, you know, maybe a coat jacket up top, on top of it would be really nice. Like I said, pattern by Shay Johnson. I will link that below. I did mine in my own fingering weight merino. Merino cashmere nylon, and in the colorway granite, and the pattern calls for Aran weight, so I did held my fingering weight double to make this fabric, and I used a kid mohair, I think kid silk mohair, I think this one was the lighter one. As you can see, there's a lighter patch here. And the reason for that is you hold this yarn double with the base color yarn for this part, which of course makes sense now that I know, I'm sorry, I keep fondling my boobs here, which of course makes sense that you would have to do it that way. What I didn't realize was, one, that you do use that technique, and also that because I had such a light yarn up top, this part would be seemingly lighter than this part. So that's something to pay attention to when you make this project, that you might want to color coordinate the top part to the bottom part better than I did, because I know you can tell a lot right now in this angle. It's not as obvious when I'm wearing it, but it's there. I personally don't care. I really don't. But it's a tip. It's something to keep in mind. Other than that, I love this project. I am absolutely planning on making more, and keeping an eye out on my color coordination for that, of course. But yeah, beautiful pattern. We'll link it below if you want to make it yourself. And tell me if you made it. Tell me what colors you chose. I would love to see. So yes, what else? I have a shawl. It's up and down here. This is the Violet Heart by Megan Mako, and it is made, I don't know if you can actually, if you get a good view of those colors. This is from a Knit Crate yarn that I got, I think, almost a year ago, and I don't have the ball band, so I no longer remember the name of it, but it was a bird of some kind that was the inspiration for this color. Absolutely beautiful, and you know, a simple, nice shawl to wear for winter. So, fast and easy pattern. One skein pattern. Who doesn't love that? We all do have those, you know, one skeins that are just sitting there in our stash and we don't know what to do with them. So yeah, love this one. I will link that one below as well. I think this would be a really nice Christmas gift if you're knitting Christmas presents for your friends and family. This is a good tip. So, loving that as well. Okay, I'll show you one more thing. I don't want this video to be as insanely long as the last one was. I also made the banana socks. And this is made in one of the very first, if not the first, yarn I dyed myself. And I guess the name is obvious. I call this yarn ripe banana, and I also did a variation of it with green speckles, which would be a not so ripe banana. And I dyed some a mini skein of a speckled mini skein. I'm sorry, not speckled, a sparkly stellina something or other for the cuff and heels, and also the toe has a bit of that color as well. So I call these my banana socks. Makes sense. I don't think I will be dyeing this yarn again. Maybe I will. It is actually kind of fun, isn't it? We'll see. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Someday in the future. I don't know when I will be dyeing yarn again, like I said last time, because I have so much to do right now and there's so many projects on my table and I have a lot to do. Let's call it a day with the finished objects there, and I will talk a little bit about what I have been working on instead. Last week I showed you the boho sweater, which will, like I said, get a different name once I come up with one that's better. Feel free to give me suggestions. And last time I had just started the sleeve and hey, it is finished. It's not going to look like that. I haven't folded and stitched up the edge yet. The finished sleeve should look like that. So that's happening. And the same thing with the bottom edge here is also going to be folded up and stitched. And I am almost, oh, there's a lot of stuff here now. I'm almost finished with the second sleeve as well. I think I've got one more pattern repeat of the lace pattern, and once that is done, it's basically an inch of stockinette and this edge to fold where I'm going to fold, and another inch, and then I can cast off. So I'm almost ready with the body of this sweater. The only thing remaining after that is making the hoodie for it, which takes quite a lot of time because it's very, very big, but it's just plain stockinette with an I-cord finish in each end, which will frame the hood, which makes this a perfect potato chippy knitting from that point on. Knitting the sleeves, I have to make sure I do the pattern as I should, and also all the increases on the sleeve. But once I get to the hood, I can just pretty much just go, which is perfect because I'm having a very busy week now. Once you see this video, I will hopefully just have survived this week. I'm filming earlier in the week, and I'm easy knitting that I don't have to pay too much attention to is just what I need this week. So I'm going to continue working on this one. Probably won't be finished with the hood by the weekend, but I should be finished by the next time I'm filming my next knitcast. So yay, we may have a finished object then, and maybe even a finished pattern. Who knows? Who knows? Very happy about that, of course. And a different knit. The past week has also been very, very busy. So what I have been knitting is, oh shoot, I made a mess here. This very, very exciting piece of garment. It's a leg warmer, and it has a friend here somewhere, I think. Oh, maybe I didn't bring that. Leg warmers, it's part of a set, and there is a hat as well. I showed you that last time. I still haven't finished well, actually I haven't started the decreases for the hat, but you know, something like that. And fingerless mittens that look like that. Plan is to have these patches somewhere on all the pieces of this set, but you might as well just do a simple, easy, just straight up and down, no decorations at all. Or maybe make something completely different. I don't know, crochet some flowers, or maybe knit some leaves and add to it, or whatever you feel like. My plan was to go with the colorful patches. It's kind of a Pippi Longstocking project, this. So that has been my main potato chip knitting this week. These leg warmers. And well, I'm probably will be working on these for the next week as well. This set should be finished by the next time I'm filming. I'm sorry, I keep having trouble talking today. I'm stressed. I need to breathe. I need to breathe. Oh, did I show you this one? This is a project bag that I made. I think this is actually the very first project bag I ever made in the Winnie the Pooh fabric. And I had a huge thing about Winnie the Pooh when my eldest kid was young, so there's still bits and bobs everywhere in the house, even though he's 24 today, of Winnie the Pooh things, items. I have like a lamp with a lampshade with Winnie the Pooh on and so on. I don't know why, I like it. It's cute. So that lives in there, and I'll show you one more thing and we'll just call it a day. Did I mention my sock repair project last time? I can't remember if I did. Anyway, I have this huge box of stuff that needs repairing. There's stuff that needs to be stitched together, sewn or in one way or another. And I knew I had a large pile of knitted socks that I had worn out that I needed to tend to. So I dove into that box and into my sock drawer and just gathered all the socks that needed mending, which in the end turned out to be 23 pairs. Yeah, you heard that right, 23 pairs. Also, I have found a pair of slippers, felted slippers that also need some TLC. So 24 pairs, which was way more than I thought I had in that drawer, but of course, in that box. But of course my sock drawer has been looking kind of empty. So yeah, well, they were there. They were in the box of socks that needed to be repaired. So I decided I was going to do one pair a day until I was done all of them. And I started, oh, it's like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it is. It's 2 weeks ago. And I started doing this, and I have actually done one pair a day, every day, except Saturday when I actually did 2 pairs. And I have now finished, is it 14 pairs, I believe. And today's pair are these. This is the 15th pair. And I have made, the first one is finished. I have one repair here by the heel and there's one here under the foot. Now I did show you, I did make a short video that went up last week about how I am fixing my socks, and I finished it with the Kitchener stitch up top. I'm actually going to film another video about that. Actually, that may actually be up already when you see this, because the quality wasn't quite as good as I wanted in the first video, so I may redo that, or I will redo that and post that for you so you can see exactly how I finish my socks. This is what it looks like. This is pair number 15, I think. There's a lot of socks, I'll tell you that. I'm more than halfway. I still have one repair to do here. There's a hole there. So I'm going to do that. I may actually use this pair to show you, to film the other video, come to think of it. But like I said, there was a lot of of socks in that box. I'll show you a picture of that here, what it looks like. In this picture there you can see all the socks, but not the felted slippers, because I had to wash those and they're still on the drying rack. So I'm on a sock repair kick journey project, I don't know, and it feels really good, because I just don't, I'm sorry, I have a lens in my nose today. I just can't throw socks away just because there's a hole in them. It's just, no. You repair them. I repair them. And if they're really, really bad and you know you can't salvage the foot at all, I would just rip them back to the heel or the cuff at least, and I would just knit a new foot. Because we're such a wasteful society today. We just throw stuff away and we buy new all the time, and I can't. It's not my thing. So I'm actually truly enjoying doing this and seeing that pile of repaired socks just growing each day as I chug along. And I also get very, very inspired to knit a new pair of socks. So I've sort of promised myself that once I'm through the entire pile, I am allowed to cast on for a new pair of socks, a new design, regardless of how much work knitting I have to do. So, yay. I still have 10 days, 11 days to go, week and a half, and then I'll be allowed to cast on for a new pair. Woohoo! I can't wait. Actually, I don't remember when I knit a pair of socks last. Oh, seriously? Was this the last pair of socks I knit? It may actually have been. It may very well have been the last pair of socks I knit. Because I've been knitting a lot of a lot of garments. I've been knitting... I think the smallest thing I've been knitting for a long time is... well, it's the shawl. The Wild at Heart shawl. But aside from this one, I think it was the Grumpy Bum Monster pants. Other than that, I've been working on sweaters. Well, of course, this one and the SFT doesn't have any sleeves, but it's still a fairly big project. At least it is if you're knitting for me, because I'm not a small person. And yeah, I haven't been knitting any socks for weeks, or maybe even 2 or 3 months. Oh my god, that's actually shocking, because I always have a pair of socks on the needles. And I'm kind of... really? Yeah, I think that's accurate. Actually, it's time for me to go. Definitely time for me to go. I'm obviously not quite awake just yet. Well, it's just one of those days. That's what you get for sleeping in too long, too late in the morning. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to film that DIY video, and I'm going to get back to a different project after that. And yeah, try to keep up with my schedule for today, because today's schedule is really, really tight and I'm sort of behind still, but I'm trying to catch up. Anyway, I hope I made some sense at least during this video, and I hope I will see you next time. I will probably have a huge pile of finished socks to show you, and well, a lot of other goodies. And yeah, you know what? That's it for me today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful couple of weeks, and I will see you in 2 weeks again, or if you do like the Vlogtober thing, I will have started that by the next time I'm uploading a video, so keep an eye out for that as well. So you have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye!